Welcome to selfdiscoverymedia.com, where we discover the communities that are making a difference in the lives of others. Our self-discovery is something we are all making on our life's journey. Here you will find the people that will be your guidance, that will be your inspiration, that will be there for you in support on your journey of life. Do enjoy. Our next show is... Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to our mentor show right here in Self-Discovery Media and Self-Discovery Community. We are talking to the beautiful and wonderful and intuitive Anna Orlinska. She has awakened herself from a near suicide. She's been willing to take the journey. She knows what depression is like, what oppression is like, all the wonderful things that we go through in life that are our obstacles and our fears. And we have just done a beautiful show on her journey, on her why, on her view of life and what motivates her and what really drives her forward, which is love. But this show is all talking about her counseling, her holistic life counseling, sports, nutritional, personal training with Reiki. She offers personalized progress workouts and diet guides, and also in support of the emotional, the mental, the spiritual journey that comes with diet and exercise, weight loss, and overall health. And to actually understand that it's our negative beliefs and inner messages that affect the way we eat, the way we lead our lives, and the weight that we could be carrying on our shoulders that stop us from breaking through and really embracing life the way that we're meant to embrace it. So as I said, please go back and listen to her why show, but this show is all about the how. All right, and what service that you're going to give us. So hello, Anna, again.
Thank you. Welcome, Sarah. Thank you. I'm excited.
So the how is, like we've all got recognition that we're carrying something that's weighing us down, whether it be physical weight or emotional weight. And, we would love to get where you are in that state of love and connecting to the universe and trusting your intuitiveness, but the journey to get there. And first, I think it starts with what beliefs are we carrying? So how do you help people face those beliefs that are holding them back?
Well, first step is awareness. So we develop awareness and again, it's the first couple of weeks. Let's say we're in the program with me. It's about just seeing what your regular habits are and what's coming up for you. And from there we can decode. I mean, we're all saying things continuously that actually give us very big cues onto our belief systems. And it's from those subconscious belief systems that actually drive us 95% of the time that our reality occurs. So let's say you've had something occur in your childhood and you for some reason believe that you're unlovable. Well, that's going to translate into your reality, and you're actually going to pull forward all the habits that would create the reality of you being unlovable.
And so endorses it.
And endorses it. And one of them is weight gain. Because again, the societal perception out there is generally that if you're heavier, you're unloved. And weight gain can also be a protection, invoking a protection standpoint. So if you've had trauma in the past with your physical self or any part of that, it's almost like it's creating a physical barrier between that occurring again, right? So it's a matter of bringing awareness to what those belief systems are, and then using the processes to remove them, to replace the subconscious beliefs, what drive us 95% of the time, so that we can get back into our loving, true, authentic selves that wants to be healthy and move forward and not have those habits that self-sabotage. So the first piece would be the awareness piece, and seeing what comes up for you and what you're telling yourself, and the stories that you're telling yourself, the belief systems out there, and then using the tools to shift those beliefs and change them. And again, I coach into what those tools are, and work with some very wonderful people who also on a subconscious level remove those beliefs and change them.
It's changing the dialogue, isn't it? Because we don't realize that we're talking to ourselves negatively, and that could have been passed on by family, by society. Because when you look at society as a whole, it's incredibly critical and
Oh
very,
God.
very judgmental. Right.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
there is no such thing as perfection. I think your imperfection is what makes you perfectly unique.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
the more we try to live up to the Cardassians or anyone else, the more that we're going to realize that we can't. And then we
Right.
start selling ourselves short instead of living up
Yes.
to the awesomeness that we really are.
Right. Yeah, and it's living in your truth and what you want. And I mean, the goals that I set with my clients are not based on I mean, yes, we're lightly aware you want to lose 10 pounds, but what do those 10 pounds mean to you translate as far as feelings and emotions go? Why do you want to lose the 10 pounds? What does that mean to you? What feeling are you wanting to evoke? And it's our goals then become feeling based. They're emotionally based, so that we're reaching that feeling. And that feeling and that self-acceptance and that self-love may mean that you don't lose completely that 10 pounds, but you are going to be happy and elated and loving life despite that. It's not going to be a hindrance anymore.
Right.
And maybe your journey is that you do lose the 10 pounds or more, but it's again coming to that self-love, that self-acceptance piece.
And it's not always about the weight per se as a healthy lifestyle. I'm a rounder woman. I'm an older woman. I'm a rounder woman. Yes, I could lose a few pounds, most certainly. But it's coming to terms with the fact that I am curvy. And it doesn't matter if I lose 100 pounds, I'm not going to be a stick.
Right.
So,
Yes. Yeah.
and what weight am I carrying emotionally that's attached so much to the poundage?
Right. Yes. Yeah. And removing and honoring that story and changing that story to a place of self-love and self-acceptance, and not because, oh, that's bad. It's coming from that. No, this is the authentic me, and this is who I want to be and who I want to come forward. And health and all of that is actually supposed to come naturally and easy to us. Kids, they can run around for hours because they enjoy doing it, not because they're like, oh, it's 6 o'clock, time to work out time, I need to go and get my run in. No, it's coming from that natural want to run and enjoy life, and that's where we're meant to come from. But it's our belief systems and everything that we've built over the years on top of that to lose sight of that. So my programs, we get back to that natural love as children that we did for body movement and even eating healthy. Kids will, if you let them, they will naturally gravitate towards the healthier foods. So getting back to that natural, intuitive place of eating and exercising. So my programs, I do offer personalized workouts. And again, those come from a place of where you're at now, not and honoring that space. So if you're in a space where all you've got is 10 minutes to work out, beautiful. That's amazing. We will go with, that's what we will work with. And if we build up from there, cool. If we don't, that's where you're at. But it's coming from that enjoyment place. That's the first key. You want to love doing it. And the more you start from that love, the more that love actually starts to snowball. And
not coming from a place of guilt.
Nope. No. And it's working with the emotion. Emotions are actually a key piece to all of it. They are indicators of where our belief systems are sitting. So it's first, it's the acceptance that our emotions are actually a good thing, not a bad thing, even whatever is perceived as a bad thing. They are simply indicators of where we're at. So building that awareness to that and using them to guide us to where our belief systems sit in relation to our health and all of that.
I think somebody reflecting back the dialogue you're saying to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
When you actually can say to someone, well, I don't feel this and I don't feel that, and then somebody mirrors that back and you go, oh, I'm saying that.
Right. Yes.
And it's like you don't realize that,
No.
what you're saying or what you're doing or how you feel about yourself until someone says, are you aware?
Right.
Now, how is that feeding your energy?
Right. And that is a big component. A lot of cues I use to help is this what you would say to your children or your best friend or your loved one? Is this how you would speak to them? And the majority of the time, it's absolutely not.
Right.
That is not how they would support them. So why are we supporting ourselves so negatively when to
We're being
someone
so cruel
else
to ourselves.
very
Really, it's, I mean, to anyone else, it's abuse, you know.
Right? Yes,
Yes.
it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming back to that self-love piece and using that as the motivation
Mm.
for the exercise and all the rest of it. And the beautiful side effect of all of that is, health and energy and vitality. And with that does come weight loss as well.
Right.
But it's approaching it from the inside out and not,
Yeah.
I need to run for an hour, because I've had, again, many clients come to me that they're doing the right thing. They're eating the right thing. They're exercising the right way. And nothing's happening. Nothing is shifting. And again, that's because that the first piece, which is the energy within themselves, the self-love piece, is missing. And that is, a huge key component to the success and the motivation to it.
Well, you talked about, how children play and they, go and run around as a chore. No, they want to run around.
They want to.
And, we have this chore of things like vacuuming. Well, I mean, you could do a Mrs. Doubtfire, put on the music, vacuum, and dance around with it. There's your exercise.
There's your exercise. Yeah. And there's approaching it from a fun. What did you enjoy doing as a child? Let's do that again.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Don't look upon it as a chore. Right?
No, it's not. It
shouldn't
be. It should be coming from fun and play. You hate going to the gym, but don't step foot in a gym. There's there are so many other, other key, but it's the shoulds and the expectations that we place on ourselves that very much get in the way. And again, every person is individual, and every person's journey is individual. And in my programs, I definitely honor that. So there is not one cookie cutter program for all. It's where you're at, and we move on from there organically using the pieces that I offer. So the counseling, the energy healing, the nutrition, the personal training, all of that is included into what I do. But again, working from that self-love piece and where you are right now, and how can we get there without resistance to where you want to be.
And of course, your wonderful skill that you have is that you're an intuitive empath.
Right. Yes.
So, you can, you have, the building blocks, but intuitively, which ones to use for which client, because empathically you can feel what it is that they need.
Yes.
And that's the customization, right?
Yes.
Using the same tools, but using them in a different way according to what the client's needs are.
Yes, and I do get the wonderful added benefit of downloads from my guides as well. So sometimes my clients will just get random tidbits of information throughout because I've gotten a message. So that is also included in the programs as well.
But I think it also opens them up, to, I think the big word that we don't use very often is allow.
Right.
Allow you to be open with them, and them allowing themselves to open up with you. There's no judgment coming from you. They don't need to be guarded. There's nothing you're going to go, oh my God, you did what?
Nope. Nope.
Right? I mean, you've done your own things in your own life, right? So you know what to face. And which go back to the other show, and you will hear all about that. So I think a lot of the time that empathic coaches, the reason why you do go through the things you go through is so that you can be in tune with the people you're helping. The space they're at, so you can, it's not commiserating, it's understanding where they're at, so an understanding of where to take them next. And that's the important thing, because I think most of the time people just feel misunderstood, unheard, lost, because they'll go to a coach and go, yes, you've got to go and do my program step by step, this, and you're going to be that. And it's like, well, that doesn't fit me. That's not speaking to me. And I feel a failure because it didn't work. So having somebody who really is in tune with you, that really sees you and understands that, which steps you're going to do. For some, it might be the tango. And for some, it might be the waltz.
Right, exactly. Yes. And again, that allowing and really understanding that each step is actually a progress forward, even though it may feel like, oh, I'm going backwards. It's like, no, you are actually always moving forward. And it's honoring that. And how can we use that experience again, to build to the next level that you want to get to. And again, using the pieces that I offer, or that I can, intuitively guide you to go use as well. And also part of my programs, I aim to build your own intuitive guidance, because we all have that system. We all have the connection. Your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit are all communicating with you at all times on what you need. It's just a matter of learning how to hear them again, because the majority of us have lost that ability over the years to do that. So yeah, it's guiding back to that piece as well. Because you know what you need. You do.
Yeah.
You may argue against me that you don't, but you really do.
And it's kind of getting out of our own way.
Yes.
Yeah, because we talked about this in the last show, is the intuitive part is the soul, heart, and spirit with its own divine intellect, communicating with the mind, the programming of what it needs to know when it needs to know it. And it's instead of dictating what it should need to know or do, is allowing that knowledge to come from the other source.
Yes.
That's showing the mind what to do.
Yes.
And we've got to register that there's a whole load of old programming in there that is, societal, conditional, hereditary, DNA, and that it's a language that does not serve us. It's almost, gobbledygook speaking to you, and that we need to recognize it in order to change it.
Yes. Definitely. And and the belief systems that we've built up over the years, which is
whose beliefs are they?
Well, whose beliefs are they, for one? Yes. And most of them we've put in there from the ages, since we were born to the age of 7. And honestly, what knowledge does a 7-year-old really have to what reality is? So it's a matter of recognizing what those belief systems are. Our subconscious beliefs actually run our habits 95% of the time. And so living in autopilot on those belief systems that don't serve you is creating your reality in a way that doesn't serve you. So, creating awareness to those, and then using the steps and the tools to remove them and to shift those beliefs into ones that now serve us. And from that space, we then exercise, diet, health, all that becomes actually easy, and from an inspired and loving place, as opposed to, I have to do it even though I don't want to. It becomes, I want to. I want to go do this. I'm excited to go do this. It becomes a positive habit, as opposed to one we're trying to force ourselves to do. And that is lifestyle changing, right? That is a lifetime goal and habit, and that's the place we want to get to.
Taking ourselves down a totally different vibe. As we talked about in the last show, would please go back and listen to, we talked a lot about fear and love. And just because you've chosen to live in a state of love doesn't mean that you won't come across fear.
No.
Or negativity. But the thing is, from that place of self-love, of knowing who you are, why you are, what your meaningful purpose is, being in tune with yourself, you are now more equipped with the tools and the skills to look at the fear and understand why it's there and what it means. Is it just a message? Is it something stopping you? Is it something that's raising its ugly head from the past?
Right.
It's understanding that and having the tools to deal with it, because we are human.
Right.
We've got to go through those ups and downs. It's not about stepping to Miss Positivity and kumbaya, everything is wonderful. It's choosing to live on a higher vibration, a higher frequency. It's choosing to step into love, kindness, and caring for ourselves, and then sharing that out with others. But also in being able to face the obstacles that we're going to face in life without the fear, or without the crippling, without the going down the rabbit hole again.
Right. Yes. And and honoring and moving through that fear, as opposed to getting blocked and getting stuck in it. And once we're moving through it, instead of the resistance piece of it, physically our energy systems increase. So now you're sleeping better, you have more energy throughout the day, you're excited for life, loving life, your relationships improve. It's much more than just the weight loss side of things. There are so many other components that get affected positively, by all the by all that releasing of those blocks and the patterns and the old behaviors as well, which again go into play with, you have more energy to go and do a workout, right?
Yes.
You're going to be more inclined to go do it.
Well, it doesn't
right?
so much the workout.
Moving your body. Yes.
It could be dance. It could be going for a walk. It could be cycling. And instead, I'm going to go and work out on my bike on a nature road. No, look at it. I'm just going for a bike ride.
Yes.
Because it stimulates me and it makes me feel good.
And I'm inspired to do it and I want to do it.
Exactly.
Right. And maybe I'm going to go now include my whole family or friends and it's going to be a more enjoyable process. But it's that again, there's a block there, belief block that somehow movement has become work.
Yes.
And when we have that,
you want me to move?
You want me to? I just worked all day long. I'm not going to go do more work in the movement category, right?
But my couch is calling me.
Right, but you shift that belief, and then the want to go move, as opposed to work out, is just going to occur naturally. And before you know it, you'll just, oh wow, I did that for that long, and where did that come from? Because I wanted to, right?
You're changing habits.
You're changing the habits.
Yeah, and having healthier habits. And the more you put the emphasis on, I must be healthy, I must change these habits, that must automatically, it starts becoming something that's open to criticism.
Yes.
So instead of saying, I am going to do this for me, right? I'm going to put this loving care on me. And I'm going to take this path to serve me, because when I'm abundant, I am more able to serve other people.
That's exactly it as well, right? Yeah, like I said, it translates to every aspect of your life, and in a beautiful, positive way.
Right. Well, that higher energy, you attract different people.
Yeah, that's true too.
So, all those negative people pull me down. What if they pull me down again? They're not going to be able to reach you once you're up to a certain level.
No,
right? They're not going to want to be near you because they like being miserable.
Yes.
Right? You're going to attract people that live in joy.
Yes. Yeah. You won't be able to relate to them anymore. And it's, again, a beautiful place to be, because then you're attracting more positivity into your life, and that continues to snowball.
Yes.
In a great way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what people have to do is see if they resonate with you. Obviously, that becomes a connection.
Yes,
I hear her. She's speaking to me. I feel what she does. I want to speak to her. But the other important ingredient is you've got to be willing to participate responsibly for yourself in the program. If this isn't handing yourself over to you and saying, fix me.
No. This
is you discovering what the blockage is and helping them delete it for themselves.
Yes. Yeah. And again, it's if you're not in a place with that self-responsibility or willing to do, and it's not even work, it's again, that has a lower vibration tone to it, but you're not in a space of owning that responsibility and moving through it, and learning what you need and building that, then the program is not for you. Right. Because I am not going to hand a cookie cutter, cut all. That's not.
And it's not about dragging people out there. The willingness has to be there, the free will.
Right.
I wish to change my lifestyle. I wish to live in a more positive place. I wish to be healthier and happier. And when they have that desire, and I wish you to help me, then there is that cosmic permission.
Definitely.
Of contract that then the two of you in synergy can work together.
Yeah. And it's beautiful when that happens. Definitely.
Yes. And it must be very gratifying for you too, to see people come in, what I call the topsy-turvy and, very often in the twilight zone, and then kind of come into that beautiful clarity of self.
It's such a gift. They watching all my clients fall in love with themselves, and that translates into the health and reaching the goals they've always wanted to. But first piece is that self-love piece, that self-acceptance, and where the anxiety starts dropping, and they're sleeping better, and they're just enjoying life more. They're noticing their relationships change, their relationships within themselves change. It's such it is definitely rewarding to see all the steps and all the puzzle pieces and all the clicks and all the aha moments and the entire journey, and to be a part of that is also a huge blessing for me.
A word we seem to have forgotten in society is joy. The joy of it. Why do you do it? It's joyful. I enjoy it. It's the joy. And when we choose to step into something joyfully, and,
Yeah.
and get the joy out of it. And a lot of people think that it has to be this big, huge, crescendo moment, and it isn't. It's all those beautiful, subtle moments. It's the
Yes. Yeah.
simplicities, as you said, the little ha-ha moments of
Yes.
realization, and then
Yeah.
and they kind of become all the ingredients in this dish
Yeah.
that is serving you in such a beautiful way.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. A big key component to my programs, if it's not coming from happiness, play, or fun, we're shifting.
Yes.
We're shifting so that it does come from
Yeah.
happiness, play, or fun, because that's what life is meant to be. That's where we're meant to come from. And if we did that in every aspect of our life, right, each one of us, the world would be such a different and
We would
more
be part
enjoyable.
of the solution for the world
Right.
instead of part of the
Yes.
problem.
Right.
We look
Yes.
out in society and go, there's such a problem in the world. We've got to realize we are the problem.
Right.
But we
Yes.
also can
Yeah.
be the solution, and it first
Yeah.
starts with us.
Within us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
us in that self-love, in that beautiful abundance of what we have to give and share,
Yeah.
is the solution that the world is looking for.
Yeah.
So we owe it to
Exactly.
ourselves, our families, and everyone else out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Because once we activate that peace within ourselves, it definitely translates out
Yes.
to everyone else.
Yeah,
And
that
so,
beautiful orchestra that goes
yeah,
out there.
exactly. Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So what is the procedure when someone wants to reach out to you? What are the steps that they take?
I do offer a free hour with myself, and so we will just organically spend the hour. I do have kind of a questionnaire that I'll go through just to see just to bring out the major belief block systems that maybe they're present for you in your process forward. So if you've been trying a certain diet or exercise program for a while and nothing seems to be working, or the other component is I know what I need to do, I just can't seem to start it. We can go through that and see what's coming up for you and bring awareness there and what you can do to remove those to move forward. That can be reached at my website at awakenedyou.ca. There's a link there to book in with me. Also on my Facebook page, which is also Awakened You. And yeah, I have a Facebook group too, which is just a free place for everyone to connect and support one another, where I offer advice too on removing the belief blocks, as well as fitness tips and nutrition tips. Those also come in because I have knowledge there as well. But it's just that safe place and fun and happy and lighthearted place to move through everyone's journey.
Does your program have a certain time limit, or you just work with people one-on-one based on what their need is?
We develop more so the program as we talk for that hour. I do have base programs that run from 3 to 6 months. So generally, I mean, any amount of change is going to need that length of time to come about. So, a month is not enough, kind of. But again, depending on where you are, for some people that might be, right? And so it's organic for what the clients need individually and where their journey is. And so we assess that through the session as well. And
so this is something people have to commit to. And you've got to also realize that our cellular structure changes every 3 months.
Yes.
So, that 90-day thing is something that's set in a DNA pattern in our body.
Yes.
So that 90-day is a way of reverbing and resetting and reprogramming your body into a new system.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a wonderful stepping stone for the progress forward, the lifestyle change, essentially.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. And that as a coach, that even coaches need coaches. So even if they're
definitely.
after their program, they're going to need top-ups or someone to reach out to, right? So,
yes. Yeah.
It's not like, well, you're on your own now and goodbye.
No,
right?
The support is always there. Once, I've had clients since I've started this and, in 2007, I believe it was, they're consistently with me, and it's whatever is needed in that moment. And sometimes it's not, and sometimes it is, but again, the support is always there when you need it. And so that's also
you need somebody who knows your old patterning. So when you feel like, oh, I'm going down a slippery rope, and you go, okay, we deleted that one. Don't back there, There's someone who knows you that can help put you back on track. Because we will get things that will come on topsy-turvy as now and again.
Oh, for sure.
And and somebody that can help us back with our equilibrium.
Yes. Yeah. And like you said, even coaches need coaches. I have coaches, I have my own journey and my own processes. And again, I'm organic with those as well. I'm transparent and open. And if my story can help my clients, then by all means, I'm going to use it. But it's just, again, about that organic journey, not one size fits all cookie cutter approach.
And to understand what organic means, it's the authenticity of
yes,
heart, soul, and spirit and mind being at one.
yes,
and allowing the universe to guide through you with that energy. So, that is when we talk about being organic. It's being authentic because you haven't got any preconceived.
right.
It's the allowing of the knowingness to come through, based with the mind knowledge and the heart, soul, and spirit knowledge, which is
exactly
guides you.
And the pieces in my program are just that. So if 1 week you may need a Reiki session, then next week you may need a personal training session, the next week you may need a coaching session. Those are all pieces that are available to you when they come up, when they're going to be needed the most and the most beneficial to within that program.
And you'll know if somebody, like, I know I'm overweight, I've tried to lose weight. Well, this is not the time to go through the weight program. This is the time to go through the emotional weight.
Right. Yes.
Because when the emotional weight is lifted, then the body is going to want to get into action. So a lot of people, well, you're sad because you're overweight. No. The overweightness is a protection.
Yes.
Right? To the emotional garbage and baggage that you're carrying.
Right. So looking at what are you protecting, is that protection still needed is another key piece.
Yes.
And then letting that go, that need for that protection. And then that translates actually into the physical.
Yes.
And then the physical weight also drops down too. And so, I've had clients even working out or moving their body was a challenge. They had many blocks to even starting. They knew the key pieces, they knew they wanted to. So the inspiration was there, but then those 95% of the subconscious belief systems came into play, and they were not able to translate that into action. We removed the blocks, and now I need to tell them to take a break.
Yes.
Now they so inspired. Right. So it's a beautiful, beautiful journey, and there's lots of layers and lots of steps. But again, coming from that place of love makes it fun and enjoyable and exciting and something you want to do and feel inspired to do, and happens naturally and authentically. Right. And so that's
and the thing is to understand that your body will gain weight in a form of protection. It's kind of keeping you weighted to keep you protected against something. So the more you're afraid, or the more you're this, the more you're that, you're going to pack on the weight, and the more emotional you are. For some people it may go the other way. It might be they're too thin.
Right.
All right.
Yes.
And they can't gain the weight. That's still an emotional problem that's blocking the metabolism and blocking the way the body digests food. And of course, it could very much be to do with the diet. And we've got to understand what the diet is. It's not just the food you eat or what kind of food you eat. It's also what you're taking in verbally.
Yes.
And environmentally.
And
So, when we're talking weight loss, we're talking about losing the weight, mind, body, and soul that's holding you back.
Yes, exactly. And it's a whole holistic approach. It's not just, diet and exercise.
Right.
There's a lot more to the journey than just those two things. But unfortunately, we just seem to focus the most on.
And we think that, how many people I know personally who have lost weight, gone through the program, starved themselves.
You're right.
Right. And because they haven't done the other work, the weight all comes back.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And it's again, the starving, I'm going to venture a guess that the starving yourself was not enjoyable or fun in the process. Is this something that you're going to keep doing for the rest of your life?
And the body goes, well, you're starving me. I need to secure the pounds.
Oh, yes. Well, there's a whole other biological process that happens in the starvation diets, for sure. It promotes weight gain, actually, the moment that you stop the starvation. Stress is another response.
Huge one.
That keeps the weight on. And majority of us live in stress constantly, even when we think we're relaxing.
Right.
Our thoughts are running around the hamster wheel, and when those are, oh my God, what am I going to do tomorrow? I'm sitting down, I'm watching TV, I'm relaxing, but my brain is still going like a chicken without a head. Your body is still in stress response. and it's still going to keep that weight on and all the processes to that. So it's, again, education and learning about all of that, the awareness, and then what can we do to shift all of that, and with the foundational piece of the exercising and the food and all those things, right?
You've changed your beliefs. You've changed your lifestyle, your body's getting in track. But if you don't have the skills of how to manage the stress, or where is your meditation, because it's not all about being cross-legged and humming and hurry. It could be the bicycle ride, the swimming, could be the drive, could be whatever it is where is your space that you can go that can silence the mind and connect with your heart and soul. And that is only through going through the process and taking the journey are you going to discover these things. Not about, well, next week we're going to do this. It is going to be on, next class, next thing we're going to do is, address this. But next week something may come up and it's something else you need to address.
Right. So, and it's all it's all part of the journey and the growth and knowing that every step is a progress forward. I have a client who her meditative spot is playing piano.
Right.
But that puts her into that same mode we're trying to achieve through meditation, right? And so great, do that. And you love it. And
I know somebody who does puzzles.
Right.
She's like like the ever-ready bunny the whole time, except for when she's in puzzles. And she even forgets to drink her tea, which she loves. She's hours in the puzzle. So what is it that takes us out of ourselves? Because that is our place where we regroup, reset, revive, and then we can come back into our equilibrium. So
and honoring that too, and not getting hard on herself that, I can't sit here for hours at a time just in true meditation, therefore I can't meditate, I'm not going to try it, I'm not going to do it, it's not for me, I can't do it. No, it's not a cookie cutter fit all. There's many other options. The same goes for exercise routines, body movement routines, and diet plans. It's not a cookie cutter thing. It's it's where you're at, what works for you.
And of course you can work with people one-on-one in presence, but also online.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter where anybody is. Doesn't
matter where you are at. Even personal training can now be done online as well, as long as I can see your physical body. It's Reiki can be done. I've also certified on distance Reiki as well. So I don't even do
and people go, how does that work? Well, what it does, it's energy. Reiki is the sharing and shifting of energy.
Yes. Yeah.
So once you've actually got somebody's energy signature, that's the reason why you can tune into them and know what's going on in their body and everything.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. We're all connected. So it's just a matter of, connecting with your energy and then moving through it.
That frequency. Definitely turn in your dial, this frequency.
Yes. Yeah. So everything can be done remotely online. I also offer in person too. I know some people are more comfortable with that route too. I drive. So if you need me to come to you, that's also a possibility. I have a space also where people can come to me. So vastly open to any possibility.
The first thing is go and book that call.
Yes.
Have that conversation.
Yes.
You can't help them if there isn't a synergy between you. So that's the first thing. You listen to what their blockages are, so if you can help them or not. And are they willing to be helped?
Right. Yes.
Right. So those are the components that are needed before you move forward with this. And that in an hour, most people do it in 15 minutes. You're giving an hour conversation.
I am giving them an hour conversation.
Very generous. Very generous. And in that way, you're both going to know this is a fit. And we can move forward. The energy signature has already connected.
Yes, that is a big key piece. If I don't resonate with you, then then you're not
going to be able to serve them.
I'm not going to be able to serve them, and I'm not going to be able to help. And that doesn't help either of us. And there's someone out there for you. So I don't take offense to it. I'm not. It's just I want success, and if I'm not that, then please go find your people, right? And that's no hurt to me. I want you to find your path and honor your path, and hopefully that'll be me, but if it's not,
that's it. Well, this is the reason why we do the Why Show and the Mentor Show, because once they've listened to your story, if they don't hear you and they don't feel you, then they're not going to reach out to you. So this is the first step. Listen to the show. If you come to this show first, please go to her Why Show. and hear where she's come from, the obstacles that she's had to face that has given her the beautiful gift that she has to share with you today. And you'll find that connection. If at the end of it you go, I don't connect, then fine. Don't drop her a line and have a call.
No pressure whatsoever.
If you do, you know, drop her a line, sign up for it, have that conversation, because until you're willing to invest in yourself, participate, take responsibility, and invest in yourself, you're not going to be able to resolve anything else.
No, that's
nothing.
Very true.
I promise
Nothing.
you, been there, done it.
Yeah, me too.
I want you to go and do it before you get my age, right?
Yeah.
You know, and well, even if you are my age, don't get any older before you do it, right?
Yeah, right.
Because being in the state of self-love and love of life and meaningful purpose is the greatest gift you can give yourself.
Oh, for sure.
I promise you, it's the greatest gift you can give yourself. It's what drives you. It's your passion. It's your conviction. It's your compassion. Everything about it is something that you become. And to get there, you've got to be willing to go through the process and let go of things that aren't serving you, that you don't even know you're carrying.
Yeah.
You know, the weight of the burdens of past lives or conditions or parents or society or of everything else. Let it go and let it go. And then become who you're meant to be and step into this space, because come on in, the waters are great.
Yes. Oh, they're wonderful. Yes. Please join us.
Yes. Come splash around.
Yes, we want you. Yeah.
Wonderful. So give us the site again, love.
It's Awakened You, AwakenedYou.ca. And again,
that's CA for Canada, folks. It's not .com.
CA, yes. And again, on Facebook, if you just plug in Awakened You to the search engine, you'll find me as well.
And on LinkedIn and on Instagram.
And LinkedIn and Instagram as well. Yeah.
Wonderful. So whichever way you use.
Yeah.
And, you know, please, folks, please, I beg of you, participate in your own life. You are worth it. You are the music that we need in our orchestra. So please step up. This is the invitation. Step up. Change things up in your own life. Find more meaningful purpose in your own life. And I promise you, you will be the solution that is needed out there in the world. And your life will be so much more meaningful and joyful.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. All the key pieces. Yeah.
Parting words, my love.
Yes. I wish you all love and joy, and may you choose love, because that is where you're meant to be, and where we're all meant to be, and we're all meant to be happy. So yeah, make that choice, and whatever answers come to you from that, I hope that you all follow them and follow your path and honor yourself, because we need you in the world. We need you. Yeah.
Be the light we know you are.
Be the light. Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you, Sarah,
and welcome
so
to Self-Discovery Media and Community as a mentor. I look forward to this long relationship with you being there, and many people reaching out to you. You most certainly are playing our music.
Yeah. Wonderful. I love it. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Sarah.
My pleasure. And to everyone else, remember, the people are here for you. You've just got to be willing to participate in your own life and reach out. Nothing happens from doubt or I don't know, or I don't care, or should I or shouldn't I. Just do. And it might be, you know, trying this one and that one before you find the right fit, but just reach out. Anna gives you a whole hour of conversation on that discovery, free, right? That's before you go anywhere. So you know whether you are a fit or not, and that's such truly a gift. So please, folks, participate. I promise you, once you're on the other side of that process, you are going to really love who you are. Until next time, folks, bye for now. We hope you enjoyed the show. We look forward to bringing you more shows. Please go to selfdiscoverymedia.com/shows, and you will see the incredible lineup of genres and shows that we have for you. We are here to make a difference in your life. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. We look forward to bringing you more shows. Please go to selfdiscoverymedia.com/shows and you will see the incredible lineup of genres and shows that we have for you. We are here to make a difference in your life. Thank you for listening.